7. Tatiana Defleck has an opening 300 meters of 28.53, and Daria Vogt at 29.44. Isabelle Champagne was born in Toronto and now lives in Calgary and raised in Calgary. She's been skating for about 5 years, showing tremendous early promise. Phil Riopel is her coach. I asked her how she got introduced to the sport, and she said she made the decision to participate in the sport. Considerable progress in 5 years for a young skater, and the 1500 is one of her favorite races. Robin Solly is from Winnipeg. She's been skating about 8 years, and she's new to Calgary, going to school, and is under the guidance and coach of Phil Riopel. And she's really enjoying it in Calgary, as she's indicated to me. Crossing the line, Isabelle Champagne at 2:08.41. Robin Solly crossing the line at 2:14.8. Here comes Tatiana Defleck. Crossing the line at 2:13.02 for a personal best, and Daria Vogt at 2:14.05. So 3 personal bests out of this quad. So congratulations, ladies. We now move to the 7th heat in the first pairing in the inside lane from Nova Scotia, Julia Snellgrove. I don't see her there. There's she in the outer lane from Alberta, Camille Alford. In the second pairing in the inside lane from BC, Brooke Braun. And in the outer lane, also from BC, Beth Smith.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
Julia Snellgrove, Camille Alford, Brooke Braun, and Beth Smith are on the ice. Snellgrove opening 300 meters, 27.33. Camille Alford, 28.67. I see Heather McLean's in the coach's box. She's helping out. A year of recovery from an injury for her. Still loves and has the passion for speed skating, but also is such a great teammate and leader, and she's helping out the coaches here at the Oval program. Brooke Braun has an opening 300 meters at 28.92, and Beth Smith at 30.53. Alfred is, she's from Calgary. She's been skating only 4 years. There's the bell lap for Snellgrove and Alfred. She is coached by Phil Riopel. And she was introduced to the sport through her younger brother, Luke. So, Luke, you're responsible for your sister skating the grueling, her favorite race, the 1,500 meters. What's a brother to do, right? Good job to you, Luke. Brooke Braun, she's from Fort St. John. She's been skating for about 14 years now. Here comes Julia Snellgrove. She'll be happy with her time, with a personal best of 209.42. Camille Alford, 214.77 for also a personal best. We've got personal bests raining down from the roof of the Calgary Oval, the fastest ice in the world. Brooke Braun's going to cross the line at 213.49 for a personal best for her. She'll be happy with that. And a season's best for Beth Smith at 218.85. So I'd say that all the athletes and coaches related to that foursome would be very pleased. In the 8th heat, in the first pairing in the inside lane from Manitoba, Lindsay Smart. In the outer lane from Saskatchewan, Sophia Dvorak. In the second pairing of this heat in the inside lane from the United States, Mary Brophy Magnus. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Maya Kemp.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
Pair of Manitobans on the ice, a Saskatchewanite and an American. Lindsay Smart's opening 300 meters at 29.49. Sophia Dvorak, 30.86. Mary Brophy Magnus, has an opening 300 meters at 28.63. And Maya Kemp at 30.29. Once they get into past the 300 meter mark, they settle in for the final 3 laps. There's only 3 laps to go after that. I want to say grueling 3 laps. Let's just call it 3 laps to make up the 3 3/4 lap race in a 400 meter track oval. So Lindsay Smart, I tend to know Manitoban skaters quite well. Lindsay Smart's from Winnipeg, of course. She's been skating for 8 years. She really, she's played softball at a high level, fast pitch softball. Pitched and plays now other positions. Loves the sport of speed skating. Loves softball, but loves speed skating more, it seems. And in talking with her recently, I asked her what her hopes and dreams were, and she says she'd just like to take it as far as she can go. And Maya Kemp, she was introduced to the sport from her dad, and she loves the longer distances. And when she's not doing this, she likes to bike. And she wants to give a shout out to her dad and mom and her Uncle Greg. So finishing up this 1,500 meter as Lindsay Smart with a personal best of 2:13.95. She'll be very happy with that. Sophia Dvorak will complete her race with a time of 2:21.83. Brophy Magnus and Kemp are striding it out to cross that line first. Maya Kemp's going to do so with a personal best of 2:15.18. And Mary Brophy Magnus also with a personal best of 2:16.10. 3 personal bests out of that quartet. Ladies, well done. Heat number 9 in this first pairing. In the inside lane from Ontario, Brielle Durham. And in the outer lane from BC, Hannah North. In the inside lane of the second pairing of this heat, from Alberta, Kendra Hawkins. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Antonia Villa.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
So you see 4 coaches in the coaches box. You see Heather McLean, national team member, sprinter in recovery mode from an injury, Alex Moritz, coach of Manitoba. Phil Riopol, coaching in the Oval program, and Adam Engel in from British Columbia. Brielle Durham's opening 300 meters is 28.38. Hannah North, 29.95. We now have the first 300 meters in for Hawkins and Via in the history books. Via's time, 30.44. Hawkins, 31.01. Just wondering if you're getting tired of my voice just yet, because we've got all these 1500s to complete and the men's yet. So all afternoon with me up here in the timing deck. When we do have the 3,000 and 5,000, I'll throw music on for the skaters. And I got lots to say to you out in webcast land. It's fun getting to know the skaters because, as I said earlier, looking at them in the skin suits, it's hard to tell them all apart. And they're all covered up in, these aerodynamic safety outfits. And then when I sit down and have a conversation with them, they're just young adults with a passion for speed skating and who are just real people having real lives. Just great kids. This is such a great sport. The support system around this sport are amazing. The parents are passionate and willing to support their kids at all lengths. And the kids, there's so many different levels and abilities in this sport, and it's so inclusive. Crossing the line right now is Brielle Durham with a personal best of 2:12 right on the nose. Hannah North also gets a personal best at 2:18.13. So PBs so far. Maybe we can get a couple more out of Hawkins and Via. Down they go, down the straightaway to finish up. It must just hurt their legs with every stride. Sure enough, Antonio Villa with a personal best at 2:20.21. So congratulations to Antonia, Brielle, and Hannah. Kendra Hawkins crossed the line at 2:21.34. In the 10th heat in the first pairing, in the inside lane from Alberta, Lewis Spence. In the outer lane from Alberta, Cassandra Curry. In the second pairing, in the inside lane from BC, Cheyenne Key. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Rachel Spritzens.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
Lewis Spence, opening time, 30.8. Cassandra Curry, 31.18. Rachel Spritzens opening 300 meters, 31.97. And Cheyenne Key, 32.15. Rachel Spritzens is from Manitoba, and she was born in St. Catharines, but now lives just outside of Winnipeg in a place called Lorette. She's been skating for about 7 years. She loves the 500 meters, but here she's racing the 1500. Probably doesn't love it as much as the 500. I mean, I'm laughing, but I put on speed skates before, and I can hardly cross over. If you've never tried the skates on before, I played hockey all my life, refereed, but if you've never put on speed skates before, it's way different with longer blades, and they're flat. You've got to always have an edge on. So it's definitely a tougher sport. But anyway, so here's Rachel doing the 1500 meters. And she wants to give a shout out to her dad, Mark, and her mom, Tammy, and her dog, Holly. I have yet to have a chance to connect with Lewis or Cassandra. Crossing the line, Lewis Spence with a personal best of 221.90. Cassandra Curry, 222.47. Personal best for Lewis and Cassandra. Congratulations. Congratulations, you two. Here comes Cheyenne Key crossing the line for a personal best of 225.31 and a season's best for Rachel Spritzens at 228.98. So 3 PBs and a season's best. Lots of ping pong balls going back into that sphere. We're going to fill that sphere right up. In the 11th heat in the first pairing, in the inside lane, from the United States, Elise Stave. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Megan Smith. In the inside lane from Alberta, Margaret Breedlove. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Heidi Beck.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
There I go again, announcing a skater that's not on the line. Note to self, pay more attention. Elise Stave, nowhere to be seen. Megan Smith, a solo shot around the rink, 3 3/4 lap. Megan Smith from Winnipeg with the red armband, skating solo in the 3 3/4. You see Coach Moritz with a 6 and a 4. That's her lap time, 36.4. So the coaches will be giving the skaters encouragement and times. There should be a bell lap. I'll be able to give you verbal times on this race at the end. There's a 3 and a 9, well, a 9 and a 1, an implied 3, just to give you an indication. Bell lap for Breedlove and Beck. Here comes Megan Smith. I'll give you a verbal time. I can see it on the inside of the oval. And she 228.67, I think, or 228 and change. And that's a personal best for Megan Smith, 228.67. Heidi Beck, 228.05. And Margaret Breedlove, 230.86. Megan, Margaret, and Heidi, congratulations. Personal best for you. Your training is obviously paying off. Well done. Love to see it. In the 12th heat, in the first pairing in the inside lane from Saskatchewan, Sophia Rychuk. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Rebecca Bieber. In the second pairing in the inside lane from Saskatchewan, Melissa Scutchings. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Julianne Lazare.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
Sophia Rychuk and Rebecca Bieber on the ice right now in the first pairing of this 12 heat of 13. The farther pairings or quartets we go down, the newer the 1,500-meter race is to these skaters. Being introduced to the challenges, the mental and physical challenges of this race. Rychuk's opening 300 meters at 32.67, Bieber in at 32.53, Scutchings at 32 seconds right on the noggin, and Lazari in at 33.27. The 300 meters is complete for all of them. Now they settle in for the 3-lap race remaining. Very difficult race for skaters who are really new to this distance. Obviously, the older they get, the longer the distances they will challenge their bodies and their minds for. I won't say each race that they race gets better, but they introduce to the kind of mental and physical challenge, and I want to say pain that they go through. But they keep coming back and keep racing it. They love it for some odd reason. Okay, we've got the bell lap in for Sophia Rychuk and Rebecca Bieber. Rychuk is wearing the white armband, Bieber the red armband. The moment of exhaustion is well underway here for the skaters finishing this last lap, last couple hundred meters. Sophia Rychuk, who started in the inside lane, will finish in the outer. Rychuk is going to cross the line first in this pairing, does so with a personal best of 2:33.33, a burst of speed from Bieber at the end for a personal best of 2:39.13. So PBs for Bieber and Rychuk. Crossing the line is Melissa Scutchings for a personal best of 2:31.89. Not surprised, these personal bests are showing up. It's that time of year. Julianne Lazari, 2:44.8, personal best. 4 more ping pong balls go into the sphere. Love it. Our final pairing before we have an ice resurfacing and move to the men's 1,500 meters in the first pairing of the 13th heat in the inside lane from Nova Scotia, Ella Aruda Kurikaitis. And in the outer lane from PEI, Jenna Larder.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
In the second pairing, I want to introduce the lone skater from British Columbia, Maya Onos. Will skate the 1,500 by herself. Kyriakaitis opening 300 meters, 33.27. Larder in at 29.74. Maya Onos at 33.62 for her opening 300 meters. This is the 13th and final heat of the quartets in the women's 1,500 meters. We will move to the men's quartets. We have 24 of them. Lots of racing ahead. We'll have 2 ice resurfacings for that. It's currently 12 minutes after 1 o'clock. If you're going to come back and watch the men's at 1:45 Calgary time, 1:45 Mountain time. You're watching on the screen right now Maya Onos from British Columbia. Jenna Larder with the red armband and has got the bell lap. Ella Arudas Kyriakidis now gets her bell lap. So Kyriakidis has got less than 400 meters to complete her race. Jenna Larder will finish the race first as she's finishing up, coming out of the final corner. And the bell lap for Maya Onos. So Jenna Larder will cross the line and complete her 1,500 meters with a personal best of 2:18.89. Lots of personal bests today, ladies and gentlemen. Ella Aruda Kyriakidis crosses the line with a personal best of 2:37.65. And Maya Onos down the straightaway to complete her race and finishes a time of 2:43.1 personal best. Personal best in this quartet of 3 skaters. Congratulations to all the personal bests and season's best in the women's 1,500 meters. We now take a break. We go to an ice resurfacing, and we'll be back here in 31 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 31 minutes. The time is 1:41. We're going to start in 4 minutes. The first 14 quartets for the 1,500 meter men's race. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to all the people that are working behind the scenes. There are some paid
3
people,
minutes
but
to
also
start.
many
3
volunteers.
minutes.
Meet coordinator. This meet wouldn't run as efficiently as it does. Behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, Greg Plenert, who's been doing this for many years, and speed skating has been his life. So he clearly knows what he's doing. So one of the reasons why these meets run so smoothly is because of Greg Plenert. Our referees on the ice making sure that all the skaters have clean finishes and they skate within their lanes and they have clean exits, and the crossover is good and they're wearing the right equipment. Bruce Thorpe, chief referee for the men's, and Melanie Winters, chief referee for the women's. Rona Hathaway, Jeff Wang, Werner Meyer, and Dave Thompson are assisting Bruce and Melanie. So 6 of them on the ice, moving around all the time. On the starters for the weekend, Myron Pearman, Darren O'Connell, and Tracy Leipzig are doing the starting.
2 minutes.
John Little, our IT specialist, is making sure things run smoothly up here, along with Dustin Miller, ensuring that we give the best experience in the oval and on the webcast. Wesley Lowe is one of the busier ones here. Results, electronic timing, and bell ringing. Robert Armstrong on photo finish. Gene Ying on video and YouTube streaming. And you can't have a meet without some healthcare professionals. Thomas Lee and Avanish Bedoni are here. So, and me, Sky Guy. So let me introduce the 4 skaters coming up, and I'll turn it over to the starters. 1,500 meter men's race coming up. The first heat in the first pairing from Ontario in the inside lane, Vincent the Height. In the outer lane from Ontario as well, Jake Weideman. In the second pairing of the first heat in the inside lane from Alberta, Paul Coder. And in the outer lane from Alberta as well, Max Halleck. Good luck, gentlemen.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
And we're underway, ladies and gentlemen, for the first heat of 14 heats here, the men's 1,500 meter race here at the Calgary Olympic Oval, the fastest ice in the world. Vincent de Height opening 300 meters, 24:04. Jake Weideman in at 24:23. Paul Coder comes in at 24:57, and Max Halleck in at 24:16. Now they settle in, if you can possibly call settling in, the final or the last 3 laps of the 1,500 meters. Max Halleck, Paul Coder, Vincent de Height, and Jake Weideman on the ice right now. Bell lap has gone on for de Height and Weideman. Very close race with these two skaters right now. Let's see how they shape up. So 2 Albertans on the ice. and 2 Ontarioites on the ice. The bell lap has gone on for Weideman and Halleck. Here they come down the straightaway. In pain, no doubt. Crossing the line first with a personal best is Jake Weideman, 145.26. Congratulations, Jake. Vincent DeHeiter in at 145.97. Coming out of the corner first is Max Halleck, followed by Paul Coder in the blue outfits. Personal best for Max Halleck at 146.45, and a season's best for Paul Coder, 149.75. We now move to the second heat. In the first pair in this heat, in the inside lane from Saskatchewan, Marc-Andre Doyon. And in the outer lane from the United States, Dylan Woodbury. In the second pairing of the second heat, in the inside lane from the U.S., Augie Herman. And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Canada, Joel Simpson.
Should be a blue. He should be a yellow. Just having armband issues. Here comes the band. Okay, gentlemen, let's get this race started. Go to the start. Ready.
Not sure why we're having the delay, but I guess the delay's over and we're good to go. You can see the opening
Go
shot of
to the start
of Doyon and Woodbury starting the 4 coaches in the coaches box. So you've got Dave Silk, Todd McClements, Dave
Ready.
Cruikshank, and Mike Ireland in that order. See some skaters running around the outside of the track. That's where they warm up. That's one of the ways they warm up anyway. So Joel Simpson, Augie Herman in the second pairing. Let's have a look at the opening 300 meters for Doyon and Woodbury. Doyon at 24.28, Woodbury in at 24.91. Joel Simpson with an opener of 24.38 and Augie Herman at 25.12. Coaches are well in motion, providing the times and the encouragement and the instructions they need, depending on how the race is unfolding for them. A marathon sprint, the 1,500-meter race. About as taxing as you can find in the sport of speed skating. Ask any skater about the last lap or even the race itself. It's a love-hate relationship with it. They love it because it's challenging. And they also don't like it because it's it's just simply a tough race. I think I've talked about that enough, but sure enough, it really tests the mettle of these skaters. But it makes them better, stronger, fitter. So we have an American and a Canadian. We'll have 2 Americans and 1 Canadian, 2 Canadians on the ice. Crossing the line first is Dylan Woodbury with a time of 148.6. Doyon at 149.16. Sprinting towards the end with everything they got is Augie Herman crossing the line first with a personal best of 148.31 and Joel Simpson 148.61. Congratulations, Augie and Joel. You'll be really happy with those times. We now move to the third heat, the first pairing in the inside lane from Alberta, Jalen Doan. And in the outer lane from New Zealand, Josh White. In the second pairing of this heat, in the inside lane from Alberta, Hobbs Holzer. And in the outer lane from BC, Eric Orlowski.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
Opening 300 meters for Jalen Doan is 24.49. Josh White, 25.44. And the opening time for Hobbs Holzer, 25.2. And Orlowski in a 24.37. Jalen Doan is a prolific skater with a bright future, as many of these skaters are. He came second in the Canadian National Junior Championships back in March. He loves the 500. I think he likes to see himself as a 500-meter racer. He, in talking with him, I asked him what other sport he likes other than speed skating. He was telling me basketball. He's not that tall, but obviously he likes basketball. But prolific in the sport of speed skating, he crosses the line with a season's best of 150.52. And Josh White from New Zealand, 150.159, season's best for him too. So a couple of season's bests all in this pairing or in this quartet. And how do we make out? Orlowski with a personal best of 148.32. Congratulations, Eric. Hobbs Holzer in at 151.95. We now move to the fourth heat in the inside lane of the first pairing from Ontario, Ryan Gibson. And in the outer lane from Ontario, Matthew Laxton. In the second pairing of this heat in the inside lane from Alberta, Daniel Hall. And in the outer lane from Ontario, Emil Hodzak Santer.
Go to the start. Ready.
So you see the coaches on the right side. There's Todd
start.
McLennan's, sorry. And then Will Dutton's on the ice and Mike Ireland. And I see Tim Comfort in the distance. All were skaters in their day.
Ready.
So the opening 300 meters for Ryan Gibson is 23.83. Matthew Laxton, 24.75. Daniel Hall, 25.53. And Hodzak Santer, 24.71. I was talking earlier with Ryan Gibson, and he wanted me to give a big shout out to his Nana, who's watching. Nana Vana. And Ivana, who's, we're not talking age, you're 29 years old, of course, we know, and been holding that for many years. In Kingston, Ontario, your grandson wants to wish you a happy birthday. Grandson Ryan to Nana Ivana. Welcome aboard, Vana, and watching your son, who's a great skater and fun to watch. And I've been calling his races for many years. So Ryan Gibson in at 118.55. That's 1,100 meters. So they're down to they've had a bell lap and crossing the line right now. And a great birthday gift for Grandma Vana would be a personal best. And that's what she got, 148.84. 150.61 for Matthew Laxton, season's best. So Ryan Gibson with a personal best. Well done, Ryan. And what a great way to celebrate your Nana Vana's birthday. Daniel Hall with a personal best of 150.18 and Emil Hodzak-Santer 150.51. 3 personal bests. Emil, Daniel, Ryan, congratulations, and Matthew Laxton in for a season's best. We now move to the 5th heat in the first pairing of this heat. In the inside lane, all the way from New Zealand, Kieran Hughes. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Yankun Zhao. In the second pairing of this heat in the inside lane from Alberta, Zachary Lacroix. And in the outer lane from Saskatchewan, Luca Veman.
Go to the start. Ready. Go
I'm looking
to the start.
I am looking at the coach's box. I see Todd McClements first, Mike Ireland second, and then I see a skater. It looks like a
Ready.
fellow New Zealander. That looks like Josh White to me. So it looks like he's finished his 1500 and has turned into a coach to help his buddy Kieran Hughes. And if any of the Hughes or White family are watching from New Zealand, I've been to your country. Love it. Great country. Spent a whole bunch of time down the South Island on the west side. We have opening Hughes time, 300 meters, 24:84. Zhao in at 24:56. Lacroix in at 24:24 and 24:33 for Veman. But that's what they do in this sport. They have each other's back. It's such a wonderful sport. I mentioned earlier just how great the support system is. They just seem to help each other out. The kids are great. The parents are fantastic. The coaches are amazing, upstanding people. The volunteers, all the parents love to volunteer, chip in, be part of it, be part of their kids' passion, I guess. And tremendous amount of knowledge in this sport. And a lot of give back. So if you looked at the 3 of the 4 coaches in the coaching book I mentioned, they were all skaters. And, well, it looks like Josh White's a skater as well. And maybe he's getting a taste of coaching. I know Heather McLean's enjoying it. And I think getting a taste of it, if you get the coaching bug, then you become in give back mode. It's certainly fun to watch. So here we are, finishing up the first pairing in this heat. A personal best for Kieran Hughes. Maybe Josh White can take some responsibility and benefit from that. Yankun Zhao, 151.45. Kieran Hughes from New Zealand, 149.65 for a PB. Here comes Lacroix and Veman. Veman crosses the line first. 150.15 for a personal best, a season's best for Zachary Lacroix. So 2 PBs and a season's best in that quad. Well done, gentlemen. We now move to the 6th heat in the first pairing in the inside lane from Ontario, Sebastian Champagne. And in the outer lane from Saskatchewan, Daniel Pauly. In the inside lane from Saskatchewan,
Thank you.
Bon Low. And in the outer lane from Alberta, Jared Farquharson.
Go to the start. Ready. Go to the start. Ready.
You're seeing a tremendous amount of personal best fall at this meet. And some season's best as well. But here we are well into the speed skating season, and it's kind of what you would expect at this time. So Champagne's opening 300 meters is 24:87, Pauly at 24:76, Bon Low at 24:84, and Farquharson in at 25:43. There is lots of racing going on around the world right now. The World Cups in Heerenveen, Netherlands. Day one would be complete. I don't have the results just yet. At some point, I'll get them, probably report them tomorrow. Obviously, I'll focus on how Canada did. I know Yvonne Blondin medaled in the mass start. And the World Cup comes back to Canada in December for the middle 2 weeks of December, back to back. So it was in Norway to start it off. Here, we're going to finish this race, I'll call it. So crossing the line first is Daniel Pauly with a personal best of 152.69. Sebastian Champagne with a season's best of 153.32. More personal bests falling today. This is just awesome. Bon Low crosses the line at 154.23, and Farquharson crosses the line with the season's best of 155.87. We now move to the seventh heat in the the first pairing in the inside lane from the United States is Austin Carlson.
There.
And in the outer lane from Manitoba, Ryan Kulbacki. In the second pairing of this heat in the inside lane from Saskatchewan, Fergus English. And in the outer lane from the USA, Will Silk.
Go to the start.
So in the coaches, it looks like we've got Dave
Ready.
Silk first. Looks like Dave Cruikshank is second. And then
Go to the
Phil
start.
Riopel and Kevin Crockett. So we have a couple of Americans, a Manitoban and a Saskatchewan. Phil Riopel, or rather Kevin Crockett would be coaching Ryan
Ready.
Kulbacki. Dave Cruikshank's daughter, Blair, is, I believe, skating. Not I believe. She is skating in this meet. That's they're married, Bonnie Blair, the legendary Bonnie Blair. Bonnie, if you're watching, hello. We had a great conversation last year, and she sent me pictures of her medals. It's inside her coffee table. It's just crazy good. Hope you are well and your family is well. Look forward to watching your daughter skate. So the opening 300 meters for Austin Carlson is 25:33. Kulbacki at 25:30.